Hey guys, welcome to the apartment. Now this is the prototype of the first ever apartment in the United States. This one's tailor-made to the Transit, but these are available for the Sprinter and the ProMaster. Now I'm just going to give you a little bit of the inspiration why this is here. I have a 23-year-old daughter. Her and her mates want to live in vans. They can't use saws, let alone screw guns. So I put my thinking cap on, and as an inventor, I've produced this apartment, which is a 3-day kit set build, designed so anyone can build this with a battery drill, pair of pliers, and a screwdriver. It's just a big jigsaw puzzle, and it works. It's got stunning finishing. It's sort of got that nautical flair because I'm from New Zealand and we have a little bit of a lot of boat activity down there. But also the design allows it to be transferred into different vans. Plus, we've worked on the fact that I don't want anything to ever break. And so if you actually have a look through, you'll see what I mean. Nothing can break. When you do this, this is for life. Now, if you do decide to upgrade your van, go from a 2018 to a 2024, actually we don't put a hole in the van, we don't touch the van, so this kit set just slips in. Now later on, if you want to upgrade your van, you can just slip it out, put it into the new van, and you have a perfectly good older van for sale that maybe a tradesman or a painter, carpenter might want to buy. You then take the kit set, and it's so stacked full of features. We're going to try and show you some of them. But I'm sitting in the best seat in the house. I get the view, but there's seats all over. Just a couple of things that, because I lived in a van for a couple of years and I realized what you need in a van, and the absolute first thing is comfort. You need to be able to stretch out, lie out and get 100% comfortable. Second thing, you need to really have a hot shower. You don't necessarily have to have one every day, but you want the ability to have a hot shower, and that's a pressured shower. You also want a bed that doesn't have a split mattress. That's for living. Split mattresses are good for 3 or 4 days, but if you're living in a van, you actually want a decent sized bed that you can stretch out in. And if we're working in vans, you want to be able to get away from your bed and do your work. And I think that I work out of a van, I run a business out of a van, and I think that's a pretty fundamental sort of thing. You want to be able to get away from your bed, do your work at a decent bench. You want to be able to stand up, not necessarily the whole van, because in most houses you only stand up in the kitchen, in the bathroom, generally in the living room, you're sitting down in a couch. So, without further, bullshit, we'll take you for a little bit of a tour through this van. So, right here you're looking at the kitchenette. So this is the kitchenette. This one has a 2-burner hot plate. It's got a sink. We have a pressured water system here. So if I was to turn on the pump, that is hot water straight out of the holding tanks. Now this doubles up as a shower, so this pulls out and clips to the door, which means you can have a hot shower. Now sure, it's just outside, but we're inventive, we're van lifers, we can figure that out. Now further to that, within here there's a little porthole console, so you can keep all your cutlery and crockery and plates and pans within here. We've thrown a few nice little bonuses in, like a wine glass rack, so you can actually have a glass of wine instead of a plastic one. We have little features like this, little drop-in features, because what happens in a van, you always forget to put stuff away, you drive off and it flies around the room, so we're trying to avoid that. So that's a perfect little thing for bits and pieces here. Up here we've tried to cash in on some real estate, create some real estate here for trays, whole lot of little knick-knacky things. Now this is my super duper little knick-knack. Now this is your cup of tea holder. It will slip on there, perfect for a cup of tea, or you can actually sit on it. Makes quite a nice seat. Now following that, back in the kitchen, you have this is a seat. Now what happens here, and this is my design, is that you can prep food, you can eat food. Now if you put a stool there, someone else can actually sit there and have a meal with you. So you're pretty comfortable, you've got a nice view, and you can have a meal. Now I'll take you through into the living room. The living room now is set up in here. So we've got a big L section here, so you can get super comfortable. Now in here we've got masses of storage. Under here we have a locker that will take a full-size coat hanger, so you can hang shirts and that sort of thing. Van lifers don't tend to do too much ironing, but you know, this is for van living. Further back here we have a lot of porthole storage, masses of storage in here and in this one. Now we follow through, we've got a good workbench here. Just next to that we've got a really nice little drawer for all your little knickknacks, your arty pencils and whatever else you want to put in it, but that's a pretty nice function. And big lockers all through here. So that's a big locker there with shelves. And then under the couch we have big storage lockers in here. So these storage lockers open up, so there's heaps of storage in there. So through there. Now, here's the tricky bit. As I said, it's packed full of features. How do you turn a living room into a bedroom in 10 seconds without doing anything more than press a button? So here's the trick. You take this and you sit back and press that button there. And a full-size bed drops out of the ceiling. So this full-size bed sits right down and locks in perfectly and makes a really good solid bed. Now as I put it up, so then you turn your bedroom into a living room just by pressing that. And you have your living room straight back. So simple. All this gadgetry, and it's not gadgetry, it's designed so it will never break. There's some really simple design features about this, but I've seen a lot of vans and cabinets start to rattle and so forth, and we've designed this so none of that can happen. These little latches here are almost gravity fed, so you just turn that and open. Very simple, but it will last forever. And so the design is simple. It takes 3 or 4 days to build if you've never built anything before. We've got a set of instructions on YouTube. It's just a big jigsaw puzzle. And once again, we start with the big pieces and then eventually get to the small pieces just like a jigsaw. And you'll find that this will go together in 3 to 4 days. So my logic is if you start on a Monday, by Thursday you're planning your trip away. Now we got a couple of features out the back which I think are pretty important to show, so I'll walk around the back and show you. So there, this is the back, all the shape. We've got this wonderful drop-down seat. So we can sit there. Now, I'm a surfer, so it's perfect for putting on wetsuits. Cup of tea in the morning. Once again, a lot of storage in here. We have a little wetsuit locker down here. It's perfect for wetsuits or whatever else. Once again, that just pops in. Latches up, and if you look, it's very simple. So there's no really complicated mechanisms on here at all. It's just we've kept it as simple as you can humanly make it. But another big feature is because it's all wood, it's very easy to do things like hang curtains. You're screwing into wood as opposed to metal, and that just little things like you've got a nice base to work off. So really, that's the apartment. If you have a look at the underside of the bed, this is another critical feature, is we've got this pattern on it, and that it's not really art, it's to ventilate the mattress. So if you have a full mattress there, you want to be able to ventilate, or have that mattress ventilated so you don't have to keep flipping it over. So yeah, there's the apartment. Now, in a word, it's the inner city stealth machine. And I've picked a Ford Transit for this one because it could just be an Amazon delivery truck. What I've noticed around the world, van life, if you are in van life, you're on the run all the time. And to move into stealth around the big cities is it's just perfect. So yeah, it's just the hidden little gem. Now within the kit set, I show you obviously how to build it, but I also show you how to do your power, your electrics, and your plumbing. And we've simplified this down to literally, it is so simple. As I said, the whole lot can be built with a battery drill, a screwdriver, and a pair of pliers. In this van, we're running a 100 amp hour battery. We've got solar panels on the roof, so we're 100% sort of independent of everybody. Which makes a pretty good feeling when you're out and about and you don't have to rely on too much. So yeah, very simple electrics that anybody can do. I've simplified it down to a base where you can, if you do it, you'll understand it. And then if anything goes wrong later on, you'll be able to fix it. So all of that's within the in the instruction list, so to speak.
Wow.
But anyway.
Where can people find this thing? I don't think I have any questions.
Okay. Well, okay. So to find this, it's the Vapartment. And if you think apartment in a van, so all you have to do is Vapartment. And I'm a Kiwi or a New Zealander, so it's vapartment.kiwi. Now we're all over the websites there, likewise Facebook, Instagram. So you can see my daughter build this one. She built it 2 weeks ago, her and her boyfriend. Took them 3 days. So you can follow that. It's a very simple procedure. They have never built anything before, so they were pretty chuffed with themselves to come up with this. So yes, vapartment.kiwi.